Hey, coaches, welcome back to Football Talk with Coach Chip. On today's episode, I'm going to get right into it. We're talking about keeping it simple and consistent with your offensive line. All right, let's go. We'll do a little bit different today. I wanted to be able to move my images around, so I'm doing it straight from the My Just Play program. Some of the best money I ever spent. I was in between jobs at the time and was during the pandemic, and I just accepted a job and, of course, couldn't do it. I recommend you guys getting with your booster club, getting with your AD, your head coach, if you are a head coach, and buying it for your. And it's a little bit more. It's like anything. If you're going to buy it for your whole staff, and I love Huddle. Huddle is a great, great service. But this, to me, the X's and O part of this is better than the Huddle playbook. Just to me, it is. All right. And I don't think it costs any more than when you tag it on and go to the platinum plan and all that. I haven't looked into it, but at the time I didn't have access to any Huddle except the Huddle, the school I came from, and we didn't have it. All right, let's get started. Recently, I was talking to a friend of mine, and they're a big duo team, and he said that's all they ran, and they won every game, won state championship, and they made their adjustments with their backs and their off and their tight ends and their H's, their sniffers, their F's, whatever you call them in your offense. And I said, dude, you were kidding me. He said, no. And he sent me some film, and I can't show it to you because I promised I wouldn't. It's just for my edification and for my study of it. And so we talked, and he told me. I asked him. I said, can we do this with a spread look without tight ends, maybe just one H? And he goes, oh, absolutely. He said, you got to read somebody, or and kick somebody, or split zone somebody kind of thing. But yeah, you can do it. And so I've been talking to some other guys, and just matter of fact, just yesterday got on the board for over an hour with another old O line coach like myself, and we hashed it through. And I think this is something worth looking into, and something you may want to look into going into spring. I think it can work for rec league programs. I got a bunch of youth league guys I've found out that are subscribers, and they've been buying my books. By the way, both books are out there. Hit me up at siegel.chip@gmail.com, siegel.chip@gmail.com, and get your copy of my playbook and get your copy of the Big Book of Bucks. Keeping it simple for your offensive line, like not having to run power. Not that power is a bad play, power is an awesome play. But what I'm saying is just by making a tag, turning your zone into power. Um, just by making a tag, turning your zone into a counter. Because let's be honest, the counter is the action in the backfield. Okay. And so you can still do your counter action in the backfield and keep it simple for your line, like block zone left, run power right. And then you can, then you have your outside zone, like for your jet and all that. And if you're like me and you like running buck, and you can get away with running just a few blocking schemes. And we all know, if you've heard me say it, if you're a long-time subscriber to Football Talk with Coach Chip, you've heard me say you can do anything in the backfield usually. And the kids will figure it out because they get to touch the football. Just don't frig around with your line. And if you're talking about going into a season with basically three blocking schemes, and all your O line has to do is three things over and over again. Like outside zone, this, and heck, that's it. Outside zone, this, buck, or whatever. You can get away with this. And the more I've talked to other people, the more I see that that's what they're doing. Even some of your colleges, they're running inside zone, outside zone, and they're tagging it. Tagging the outside zone, the pin and pull, making it like a buck, tagging the inside zone and wrapping a guy, making it like power. All right, look here. Here it is versus an even front. Okay. And by the way, you can get a copy of this just by subscribing. I mean, the actual notes, the show notes, whatever you want to call them, with the blocking rules, is a PowerPoint, Google slide, just by sharing and subscribing my channel. Screenshot it, email it to me, and we're in the bank. I need to get going. I talk too dead blame much. Um, this is how I would block it versus an even front. So you get a double here and a double here, combo double team. These two have got these two. Okay, you'll come off right here. These two have got these two. Okay, he's going to drive the end man over here, and we're going to read this guy right here, or we're going to have to kick him with the H, get the H involved. I'll show you that in a moment. Now here it is the other way. It's the same thing, I just flipped it. Okay, all right, let's look at the next one. Same play versus an odd front. Okay, these two have got these two. They're going to combo double. Now you can go through my other and see how I teach the combo double on the hip to hip drill. I'm going to try to put it where it pops up right about here, okay, at the 5:30 mark, and let it pop up, and you can click on it and see how I teach the combo double team. And there's other ways to do it, like my buddy I was telling you about. He does it different. He uses the gallop step, and I don't do that. And there's reasons why, but it's 6 to 1, half dozen to another. All right, so these two have these two. These two have these two. And it's just basic zone blocking, right? And then he's driving the backside DN. Now you got to either read him or get the H involved because it's 6 on 5. It's basic math, okay? But it's the same basic thing that they did to go undefeated and win the state championship. Now here you see it the other way, same front, okay? A 3-3 stack, 5-man line, and you got to either read a guy, okay? You could do this. You could not wrap him, dip him and rip him, let him do that, and turn it into a zone read, where the quarterback reads this guy right here. He comes down, then you pull and you keep it, okay? Or you could do it like I had it drawn up originally, right here. Somebody needs to tell me I just play what I do for them. All right. And read him and make it an RPO, have a receiver come and sit right here behind him. But you're going to have to read somebody, okay? And unless you're just so good at throwing the football that people are going to give you a 5-man box, be still my heart for a 5-man box. You're going to have to read somebody. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, here we go with the H involved versus the even front, making it look like a power. You don't have to do this. You can go ahead and just combo double right here, and these two got this guy, and let the H, the sniffer, kick out the DN and do a sure enough duo, a no pull power. And let the back read where the mic inserts and where the wheel inserts, and let the lineman, do their thing. If he comes right here, of course, the guard would come off if you're not wrapping. But let's look at it right here where I've got it drawn up. The running back is going to press the A gap. So your mic is probably, I'm going to say 9 out of 10 times going to come right here. Okay. And if he does, then the guard will come off and get him. Okay. And if for some reason he fits up over the top of the double team like that, the tackle will come off and get him. So if the mic inserts here, okay, and he's pressing the A, he just bends it. Notice I didn't say bounce, because I think people, when they hear bounce, they think bounce out here. And sometimes your kids, that's what they hear. Okay, so if he inserts right here, feels here, we're going to get him. We're going to come off and get him. But now you got two bodies in the A gap. And so the back bend to the B for bend for B. Right here, because you're getting that J block from that DN. Okay, you're getting that J block from the H on the DN. And so you've got a A-gap power that can go A-gap or you can come here. Now what we're doing, we're wrapping to the backside linebacker with the backside guard. Now that's if your center can block that nose by himself, okay? He can handle it with just a back block, and you just make a call. Just make a call between those two. Okay, it could be something you coach. You could give them the option to do it. It could be an automatic. Say, hey, this week, hey, Billy's your center. You can take this guy anytime we call this. If you want to make this call, tell your guard, boom, and we'll wrap. And then you may be playing against somebody that's got a stud puppy over there at nose, and you need to double him. Now, I will say this. One of the things that I like about doubling him, okay, and if you're a good doubling team and good at coming off on backers, no need to wrap. All right, but still use the H to kick out the D in and have a no pull power. Because one of the things that doubling here and doubling here does, it now opens your back up from B to B, like the song, from B to shining B, right here. You got a back with great vision. That'd be another reason to run it. You tell him you're pressing that play side A, but if that wheel is like here, coming hard, he right there. When you got that combo double team right here and the combo double team right here. Guys, look at something else. All right, now, same thing versus an odd front. Okay, we got the H involved. Now remember, they got 6, so you're going to have to read or block somebody. Okay, you got a young quarterback or just, you got a great running game. You don't want an RPO. You don't want to run your quarterback for whatever reason. You got to include the H. You can't run 2-by-2, against a 6-man front if you're not going to read somebody. So you got to bring somebody else for the party. Okay, so you bring your H in here. Now, this is where it gets funky, and this is where I wish I had some kids and show you what I'm talking about. Some of you have heard me talk about what I call a pity pad or a giddy up step, and I've used it with my running back when they're in pistol to give the quarterback time to catch the snap and to make his pivot, where he just kind of picks up both feet in the same place like he's riding a pretend horse. And that's why I call it a giddy up step. He's just going to go, pick his feet up and put them down. Okay? In the same place. And as he's doing that, he's reading his tackle's butt. Okay, this is against an even front, whether it's a 3-4 or a 3-3. Here's what I'm talking about. Okay, if that guy, he could be in a straight 4, but he's responsible for B gap and he comes in here. Okay? Now, while he's doing his giddy up step, picking up his feet and putting it down, he sees that guy come B. All right, guys, let's say it's a well-coached defense. If that guy goes there, and linebackers are cloudy clear, right? He's coming here. And so your H knows, your sniffer knows, pick him up, put him down. He comes in here. I'm coming right here. Bam. And get him. The back's pressing the A. He sees the end coming in here. He bends it, comes right out here, and you're getting a block. And I teach him to block his inside number. Okay? Block his inside number. All right, now, same play, end shoots out. He's doing his giddy up step, picking his feet up, both feet, pick them up, put them down like he's riding a pretend horse, saying giddy up. And then he'll come in here because if the end goes out here, where's it clear? Right here. Here comes the linebacker. Boom, you got him right here. Your back's coming right here. Boom. And this is where you got to work your H. Again, you're making life easier on your line. Okay? They know who to do. They know who to block because they're doing the same thing over and over again every day. Every day they're doing the same thing over and over again, but you're given a different presentation with your backfield. So the defense is seeing a different play. You're blocking the same play. So your H now, when you're working your H, you got to work them in their ID time. By the way, if you're not doing ID time, you're not coaching. Sorry if that sounds harsh. If you're not giving Apple ID time, you're not coaching. So, well, we win with it. Well, you just got better players because you're not coaching. Okay? Now, you've got to, and I know some of you guys are out there coaching rec league teams and middle school teams, and you don't have any help. I know. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about these guys. They got 6, 7, 8 coaches on staff, and he's out there. Him and the coordinators are coaching their butt off, and there's 3 or 4 others out there just standing around, not because they're lazy, but because they're not involved. Excuse me. All right, so he's going to tack inside number on this. Boom, right here, because we want to run it right here. Okay? And that is the glory of running this stuff over and over and over again, the same thing. All right, let's get moving. I want to show you, here we come. All right, there it is. I'm going to show you this one, another one, then we'll be done, okay? And there's more to it. It's all in the PowerPoint presentation, a Google slide. Just hit me up, show me where you shared it. And if you're already a subscriber, show me where you shared it on your social media or emailed it to a friend, screenshot it, and I'll send you this whole presentation. It's about 14, 15 slides with the blocking rules and everything you've seen today, plus more, everything in this video, plus more. All right, so look here. Here's the play. This is versus the even front. Okay, with the wrap. Remember, you don't have to wrap. You can combo double, do this, do a no pull power. He's J blocking. I like to call it a J block because look, it looks kind of like a J. Okay, boom. All right, pressing the A gap. Combo double team here to the mic. Getting your J block. He's got a two-way go, either A gap, banging the A gap, or bending the B gap. It's that simple. Okay, blocking's the same. All right, watch this versus an odd front. And I always do it against a 3-3, and coaches have asked me, you never do a 3-4, because in my opinion, if you can block a 3-3, you can block a 3-4. Where are we? Boom, right here. Now versus the odd front. Blocking, look here. These two got these two got these two. And you say, well, why are you blocking the double teams to the backside? You're keeping it consistent for your O-line because the guy the H is responsible for is away from the combo double teams. Now, what it eliminates, no wrap on this. Let me tell you why. This guy here is a wrap killer. Okay, I'm talking, last state championship that I was a part of in 2019, our biggest dogfight was in the second, third game of the season versus a team I don't even think made the playoffs. And if they did, they got beat in the first round. Why? Because they had an outside linebacker right here that was key in this guard, and they were killing us. There was nobody in the press box. It was a little school, no press box. They did have a press box. I've been in deer stands that were higher than this press box. Okay, I could have reached out and shook hands. There was no need to be in the press box. You had just as good a view on the field. If we'd have been at our place, we could have seen that and made an adjustment. This kid was killing us. He was just flat killing us. And in a small school, kids going both ways, kind of hard to make adjustments. Made adjustments at halftime and came back and finally beat them by 2 touchdowns. But it was a dogfight. Why? Because they were keying this guy. Happened again to me last season. Linebacker keying that guy, running through on the power. Blocking it this way gives you the ability not to pull, to make sure you don't because pulling guards are great. I love the power. The power's God's play. I love the buck. The buck's the grand old play of football. But pulling guards do allow for run-throughs by linebackers. That's why so many coaches run zones, especially at the higher levels, because linebacker play is so much better. And so when you start pulling people, sometimes against some teams, that linebacker can run through. This was a little bitty old kid, but he was tough. He was tough as leather, okay? And he just was making plays. If we had not pulled, if we had the ability to do something like this, look, you're still getting it. Now, against an odd front, this is the way I block power. I'm sorry, okay? Because this guy here, the same one I showed you a while ago, he can kill it, okay? So he got his pity pat step. He going boom right here. Now he can bend it right here if the end comes in. But the H is doing his giddy up steps, reading the butt of his tackle. Boom, he goes in, he goes out. Okay? Tackle goes out, H goes in, and he's leading on that stack backer. And all the back's got to do is read the butt too. Okay? Or read the H, follow the H. Okay? It's that simple. All right, let's look at it for turning. All right, this is it versus counter. Okay, against an even front. You can get all this. All you got to do is subscribe, screenshot it. If you're already a subscriber, share it on your social media, share it via email. I don't care. Okay, but just send me a screenshot, siegel.chip@gmail.com, and you can get this whole presentation, rules included, and plus all the slides I didn't show you to keep it short because we're pushing 20 minutes right now. All right, this is the counter. Again, look, you're blocking the duo or the zone, whatever you want to call it up front. Now on this one, we're reading this backside in. And we'll make a stay call right here because there's no need to come off on him because you're going to wrap the H right here. And remember, the kids say, well, that's not counter, Chip. Yes, it is, y'all. What makes counter is not the backfield action. What makes counter is not the backfield action. I'm old enough to remember running split back veer and running counter dive with nobody pulled. The backfield just spun, fake one way and come back the other way with a dive. Counter has been around longer than pulling linemen. Okay? The old single wing teams, they countered all the time with all those backs in the backfield and use linemen and use running backs to block. Same thing here. Okay? It's almost a single wing concept. Using this guy, your power back, your sniffer. He's wrapping right here. It's split zone is all it is. I'm not giving you anything new. I'm just kind of giving you a different way to present things. But this is some awesome stuff. Okay? All right, let's close this thing out. All right, get your copy of this presentation by subscribing and or sharing Football Talk with Coach Chip. It includes simple to follow blocking rules. All right, they're included in it. It's a PowerPoint, Google slide. I'll send it to you free of charge. All you got to do to get it, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Okay? If you are a subscriber, share it. Okay? If you're not a subscriber and you subscribe and share it, I'll send you something else too, totally free of charge. Okay? I'm just doing this as a service to y'all. I enjoy talking football, and I've been so fired up after going on Coach Banstra's podcast, him dropping it. It was been almost a week now. I've just been blowing up, people requesting stuff, people buying my books, my playbook, the Big Book of Bucks. They're available, $20 a piece. Just tell me you want it. I'll send it to you. Give you the billing information. If you like it, send me $20. If you don't like it, delete it and keep what I sent you for free. You know, I'm going to send you some other stuff too, like the jet package and all that. And that's the way I roll. I don't want you paying for something you can't use. And this here is free, and it's just a different way of doing it. To me, it's awesome. Okay, for keeping it simple for guys who are limited, your small schools who don't get but 20 minutes of ID time with their offensive line. How wonderful would it be just to have 2 or 3 blocking schemes, an outside one and an inside one, and maybe another one? Okay, or just riding with the 2, outside one and an inside one. And you just rep those over and over and over again and get good at it. And then do all your other stuff in the backfield and use your H's and things like this to make plays different, to give it a different presentation. I'm telling you, people get so caught up watching the backfield, they won't even know that you're running the same play over and over. Remember that college team was at South Carolina? He said, we ran the same play over and over again in the second half. I went back and watched it, and he did, except for 2 plays. But it wasn't the same play. It was the same blocking scheme. They were doing different things in the backfield. Y'all remember that game? It was South Carolina. I think it was right around Thanksgiving. Okay, I believe that's right. Because in the second half, we just ran the same play over and over again. And they did. 2 plays in the second half weren't, but it was zone, duo, whatever you want to call it. They were running it over and over again, but it was different in the backfield. So it wasn't like the defensive coordinator on the opposing team was dumb or tricked, or the kids were dumb or tricked. They were changing the presentation and running the same blocking scheme literally every play in the second half but 2. This is what I'm talking about. Okay? All right, don't forget our friends at Right Equipment. That's right-equipment.com. Hit me up, siegel.chip@gmail.com. It's Football Talk with Coach Chip on Facebook. I'm at Chip Siegel on Twitter. You can see here how to spell my name. I've kept you long enough. Y'all have a great day, a great week. We're getting closer and closer to spring training as February is coming to an end. Some parts of the country will start in March, some in April, some wait until May. But it's coming. I hope your kids are getting stronger in the weight room. All right, until next time, be elite.